good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this, and welcome back to Tekkit. So as promised, I've simply transferred the glass from the back to the front and filled in the holes with the remaining reactor casing. And now it's all about building some more of the turbine parts. So I need a turbine controller, which is where the plutonium comes into play. I've also been researching a bit more about that, and maybe it'll be more useful than I first thought it was. We do need a turbine power port, for obvious reasons. We also need a turbine fluid port or two, and a rotor bearing, which requires the rotor shafts, which again we'll need plenty more of eventually. It's quite an expensive piece of kit. We've got the turbine controller, turbine controller, turbine fluid ports, turbine power ports, etc. So we need to make some coolant ports for our big reactor. Two of those, because effectively what we're going to want to do is take the green for in, red for out. Take the steam out of the reactor and put it into the turbine, and then take the, I want to just conduct a quick experiment. Take the water from the reactor and put it into, so 2 cyanide make 1, stuck, make 1 of those. Now can this be used as fuel? Yes. So the plutonium is a way of recycling the cyanide into fuel. So how much cyanide have we got? Loads. So we're going to want to automate that a bit more. Okay. So we'll put plenty of lyorium in there, and you'll see that we now have additional okay, interesting. So we've got inputs and outputs, and now we need to start building our turbine. So I've just thrown all the turbine casing in here like a pro. That was a crack of thunder. So turbine housing, moon turf. So we should be able to make a crapload more of this now, because we're going to need an absolute apocalyptically ridiculous amount of it. Because I'm going to try and build not a humongous turbine initially, but I'm future-proofing my turbine to hopefully allow me, as I need to continuously expand it further and further and further to generate more and more power. So how long is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7. So what we need here is to place the turbine itself. Now it looks like the turbine is going to have to be a little bit different sized than I perhaps predicted. So we don't have a problem, I don't think. It's just that it needs to be around the bearing. So if we put the bearing there, then we need to have 1, 2 and 1, 2, so the turbine housing needs to go 1 higher. So if I put down 1, it would come down 1 and go there instead. Okay, is that what I want to do? To put the turbine bearing there and then put the turbine housing down into the ground by 1. I think that's what I'm going to want to do, which is very annoying because I just put a billion tons of turbine housing down. Oh well, you live and learn. I suppose I could leave the end, because that's going to be where the wall occurs. Let's just proof of concept this time. So I put the turbine housing into the ground instead. That's 2 above, and then 2 above up here will mean the top of the turbine housing comes across like so. And then 2 to the right, and 2 to the left. It's all good. So we've got these turbine fluid ports, and we need to match these together. Apparently you can't click on them as I thought you can. Machine is too small. What? What? It's going to be like that, is it? I could take the steam through a series of pipes and put them elsewhere, but there doesn't seem any point in that when you can just build them side by side like this. So I intend to build them side by side like this. And just have the turbine off the back of the reactor and future-proof it by making plenty of room for me to extend the turbine further and further and further if I need to. Oops. What? Machine too small? So let's just throw down this turbine controller just here for a second. And just get ourselves as close to trying to understand what's happening as possible. So it's time for some more turbine housing. It requires more graphite, which is annoying. I'm assuming means these are all full of annoying things again. No, our system is maintaining a slightly better ratio now. So we need turbine housing, so we need graphite. Don't think I put any graphite. I should have put more graphite on to cook, shouldn't I? It gives us all the glass. Don't need the pump and the cryotherm for now. Don't need the reactor power tap. I've got the glass, so I can make some more. So I want to be able to see my turbine. And it's a lovely little connection texture as well. Oops. Oh good, this is equally as annoying to break. Okay, so we're also going to need a load of turbines. So let's just put this all together like so. How many more do I need? Just one more. What's the chances of that being one short? Okay. And that gives me the turbine. Don't need glass around the back, that's just pointless. So what we need at the end in order to successfully extract all of the power is we need to build a coil. Now there are a number of different materials you can build the coil out of. Enderium is the most efficient, but we're not there yet. We're not at end game Enderium use in blocks of creation. You can also use shiny metal, but I need shiny metal to create Enderium, so that's pointless. So I'm going to use gold. So all we need to do with our gold is make a load of blocks. So it's 9, 18, I think it's like 25 or something I'm going to need. So we can always turn it back into gold. It's not a massive pain in the ass to do anything like that. All we need to do is effectively surround bad boy in gold, like so. And that should allow us to then extract the power once we can make some more turbine housings. Good, 64 of them. So, don't care about being able to see in the back as such. I'll probably change my mind about that eventually. All nice and sorted. I've run out of that already, have we? Too eager on the jetpack, so we'll put turbine glass across the top, shall we? Really hope this isn't the wrong way around. That will irritate me a little bit. So we still need to be able to get in there in a second. So I'll make some more turbine housing. Trying not to waste too many resources to get this finished. Oh, what are the chances of that? And then we'll put the power tap here. Block is not valid for use in the machine's interior. What? Six, 7, 9, 6. Nine, 6. What block have you found? The 9, 6 is top of the road. 9, 6. Oops. Block. Is it these? Block 687 96255. So which end is 255? 255 is here. 96. What? Why is nothing doing what I wanted to do at the moment? Successfully blocked the controller with an unbreakable block. That was brilliant of me. Okay, right. Found 60 metal blocks which are not in a ring around the rotor. A metal block must be in rings or partial rings around the rotor. What? Oh. Jesus Christ, I'm going in the other side. So I'm going to put a door in here. So can I take these corner blocks out? That would tell me. Is that better? That was silly. Right. No excuses now. Found 12 metal blocks which are not in a ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't understand. I thought it was in a ring. Or a partial ring. There you go. So you've no excuse now. You've now got a simple ring. It's not quite what I intended. Oh, there we go. It might be blocked. Awesome. So we now have the multi-block turbine. So we need to make some turbine blades. So we'll just get 12 as a proof of concept, shall we? And go in the back and set this up. Okay. Now obviously we can put them a little bit longer. Apparently 12 is not quite enough. We could go for 2 more. Again, I will tweak this potentially once I've got it sorted out, because I don't know if this is going to work as I think it's going to work. How did I fuck that up? Because I don't need 2 more, I need 4 more? Idiot. Right. Okay. Sorted. Brilliant. So, let's put our turbine housing back. Let's remove the turbine glass from the hotbar so don't accidentally drop it in place. We have a turbine. We need to connect it to the power network, just because as soon as it's generating power, because these are going to get low quite now. No, still trotting along quite nicely on the old backup power, which is good. So we should be able to turn this reactor on. We need to put some more liquid in, don't we? So we need the reactor coolant port, which needs more reactor casing. Because we need to pump water in to here. So we should have on this control panel now, obviously, water in and water out. So just for the purpose of speed and ease, let's just grab this aqueous accumulator from over here and throw it down here with some fluid ducts. Connect it up here. We then need some buckets for water. Just 2 will do. And we will hopefully be able to simply claim some water from here without wrecking my tank for Squidly. And that should autofill into there. So if we look at this now, it should be filling up with water, which is good. So if we activate the reactor, it gets very hot. That's been turned to steam pretty much instantly. But if we activate the turbines, steam starts to come through. So we need to balance this now. So this is currently generating 60 millibuckets per tick. So let's just turn this right down. Control click. Just while we get the reactor warmed up. So it can handle 60 megabuckets per tick. And it's currently generating 30 RF per tick, which is terrible. But we need to just balance this now. This is what this comes down to. It's all about sorting this out, balancing it all out. So it needs more water, does it? So this aqueous accumulator can't handle it. So this is what I feared. Oh, I don't want to make the really expensive one, that's silly. Okay. So we can dig along here a little bit, and we'll use apparently the wrong button click to sort this out. Should fix all of that in place. So we didn't really need that, do we? So then we take our fluid ducts and get some more. Apparently we make some more. There we go. So this is all now pumping fluid into here, is it? Nope. What is going on here? Okay. Okay. Let's turn this down. So it's all about balancing, as I said. Let's put all these down to 70. I don't think we need the reactor at 4,000 degrees. So is this spinning at all yet? Yes. So it's now doing 80 RF per tick. We need to get this up to about 900 RPM. Yeah, it says there 900 or 1800 to get the most efficient amount of power from it. Why aren't you chaps doing efficiently or effectively or well enough? So there's an almost constant stream of water in there now. But you've got almost no chance. This is interesting, causing me problems. But it works. It's proof of concept. We have a turbine spinning. It's generating RF. Doesn't have anywhere near enough steam being stored. So now we're starting to generate some steam. We're starting to sort this out. We can try and get this in place. No? So why did that just pick up a load of steam? Oh no, it lost it again. So where... this water here is supposed to be feeding back into here. So have I built a wrong component, perhaps? No, so proof of concept is right. The water should be coming back through, logically, but it just isn't. Ah, damn it, I would pick the wrong bloody one, wouldn't I? how do I turn you into the different types of blocks not valid use in machines, interior controller? No, I want to turn this into an input, not an output. How do I do that? So I don't understand. I don't think I'm outputting correctly. What have I done with the blade? There he is. Right. So this is not going right. I'm going to have to take some time to research this and see what's going wrong. Okay. So now we've got some steam built up in there. We'll let the water build up and then we'll turn it on and see what happens. The fact that it's only producing 60 millibuckets per tick is a bit of a surprise, considering it's operating at 3000 degrees. So I have maximum water now and maximum steam. So if we turn this on, it will get the steam, and this will be producing the steam. So why is this not producing more? I don't quite understand. Don't understand, Johnny. So I can only give it 60 megabuckets per tick. I don't need these 5 rods, do I? Clearly. If I turn these off completely, it's still going to produce 60 megabuckets per tick. It's limited by something else. Not sure what else it's limited by. It's using little to no fuel to maintain this 60 megabuckets per tick. Right, well, I'll have to call in the episode there because I just realised that we've reached half an hour, which is much longer than I intended this episode to be. So the turbine is turning and it is generating power. It's generating nowhere near enough power to warrant its life. If I turn this up though, in order to increase the RPM, it will pull more steam from here than I can generate. So because it's going to be pulling more steam, oh no, apparently we need to up this massively. So am I limiting this by limiting this? Oh, it was me being too conservative. So I'm limiting this because I need to limit myself or get myself up to a certain RPM. So just as I was about to end the episode, I fixed the problem I've been having, which is always good. So now it's 700 megabits per tin, and it's massively cooling it down, which is what we want. We want it to be as cool as possible. And it is getting the water back from the reactor. So we're hitting 1000 RPM. So let's go up to 1000 megabuckets per tick. And see what we get off that. So this is happily able to handle 1000 megabuckets per tick. The water and the steam are being maintained. The core and the heat is coming right down. And we're approaching the wonderful sweet spot that is our it is our bloody well perfect window of opportunity. So we're settling at that, so let's just up it a bit further. Oh no, we've run out of steam. Uh-oh. So why did this drop down to 200 megabuckets per tick? Oh, because the core heat's dropped off. Okay, so we are, it's a big balancing act here. So I'll leave it on 1 core for now. Yes, I want to end because it's half an hour now. So it's a half an hour episode. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you don't mind. I hope you enjoy that it's obviously clearly me playing and learning rather than just knowing and doing. So I'll continue to tinker between now and the next episode. And then hopefully the next episode we'll have a full-on functioning turbine reactor that's balanced and carefully controlled to deliver the right amount of steam that we need to deliver the power that we want. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again very shortly. Bye for now, guys. Welcome back. I hadn't really ended the episode. I knew it was episode 50, and I knew it was going to be a big world down episode, which is why I saved this big job for it. But here you can see my turbine is now spinning at 1800 RPM. And my steam and my water is being maintained accurately, and I'm producing 1668 RF per tick. I'm using a flow of only 254 megabuckets per tick. The 1000 that I put it up to might have over-accelerated my turbine just a little bit to somewhere in the close of nearly 3,500 RPM. And as it says when you highlight this, anything over 2000, bit of a problem. So I had to cut that off pretty damn quickly. But we are now pretty steadily turning away our turbine and producing plenty of power from our steam. I'm still balancing the reactor a little bit better. I've managed to reduce the core, reduce the temperature down and still maintain the required amount of megabuckets per tick. So I can probably bring it down a bit further. So let's put this down to 80, shall we? And see if we still maintain 254. So because it's an episode 50, that means this is a world download episode. So there will be a link in the description to download this particular world so that you can enjoy everything that I have been building and or have built, or mess around and play with things to your own content, tweak them and sort of make your own changes and make your own additions. Looks like we'll be able to happily do this. I'm pretty sure I could probably remove some of these fuel rods and just have a single rod core reactor and it'll still produce enough steam for now. So I've future-proofed myself with the reactor, and effectively I've over future-proofed myself. So the reactor's far too big for the turbine. So it's the turbine that I need to increase in size. But all of our Redstone energy cells are gaining power. So 1600 RF per tick is more than sufficient to power everything that we currently have at the moment running continuously. But we have burnt through quite a lot of fuel simply to restock the rods. So that's good. We don't need this many aqueous accumulators anymore. So the purpose that basically I'll leave it like this just because I know this works. But I will remove the accumulators and I will look to simplify the whole system as much as possible, because realistically I shouldn't need, once I've got it balanced correctly, many accumulators topping it up. Probably still need 1, maybe 2 to keep it topped up with water, but it should recycle the water pretty effectively through the own system that it has, because it is now returning the water. I am venting the overflow from here into the reactor itself. So it's basically putting the steam into here, the steam is getting condensed and then put back into there as water, which is getting turned into steam and being brought back into here. So the 1800 RPM that we've got, producing 1600 tick, is fan-dabby-dozy, fantastic. So there we have it. Episode blinking 50, and we have a massively more efficient and massively more effective reactor, producing huge amounts of steam, which we're putting through a turbine, which we will be able to extend pretty considerably. That's quite a big turbine. If we get that full length updated eventually, that is going to be a pretty damn significant amount of power that we can generate. So we should be future proofed on fuel as long as we have the resources to build more turbine casings and more turbine glass and all things like that. Eventually I'm going to want to replace this ring with Enderium to get the most effective coil. But other than that, for now, I hope you've enjoyed the episode, I hope you've enjoyed the world download, and I'll see you again very shortly. Bye for now, guys.